Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Diablo Hell Life. Just kidding. Chronological order. How's everybody doing? Sorry about that. I thought I had everything set up, and no, I didn't. That's the way it works. I always miss one thing. Actually, I've been missing this one because I haven't done it consistently for a while, so I'm going to blame myself for that. Killick, Winter Slice, Pie, Dominus, and Furnace, and played Space Quest 1. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it tremendously. How is everybody doing today? Some game Vamoir Diablo Lifefire expansion. All right, quick update with the Athlon machine, the Athlon XP. So here is the deal. Oh, Vampire. Vamoir. It's not vampire, it's Vamoir. This is now some kind of highfalutin thing, you know? You personally would enjoy the vampire game a lot more if it was isometric Diablo style. You know what? I could see that. That would work. But anyway, update on the Athlon XP. I've been able to confirm, aside from the busted fan for the 9800 Pro, which is not unusual apparently for that card. I still need to find an aftermarket replacement that fits. I've seen some apparently that fit the X series that followed the 9000 series. That supposedly works, but then I hear people saying they had to drill an extra hole in it to get it to work, which I could do that. I got the drills. It's just aluminum. I doubt very seriously I'd have a hard time drilling it, but I don't want to do it if I don't have to. But anyway, so that's one thing. The other is the issue with the fact that it wants to shut down and restart. So digging into it, the event viewer never mentions what causes the reboot. But when it comes back up, the error code, of course, indicates something along the lines of an issue with overheating, corrupt memory, and some other things, and they all had one thing in common: voltage. But I don't know. Hey, Duncan Thrax. But I don't know for sure if it's the processor or the motherboard. The more I think about it, the more I tested it after I came to that conclusion, the more I started wondering if it's the motherboard. And the reason for that is that apparently a common failure for the A7 and 8X series, at least the Deluxe or the ones with the Enforce 2 chipsets, is the Enforce 2 chipset. Apparently it has a nasty habit of overheating. I was trying to find... Anybody got a good recommendation for checking sensors on a Windows XP machine? Because HW Info is not giving me temps for the CPU. CPU-Z works just fine, but it doesn't actually show temps. A older version of HW Info would intermittently give me temps, but I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't show it all the time. Another reason why, and I'm wondering if maybe that's part of the issue. And then, of course, on top of that, here's a real banger for you. I decided, since this BIOS is 2 generations behind, or 2 versions behind, I figured I'd go ahead and update it to the latest BIOS. I figured I got nothing to lose at this point, right? Either the motherboard is toast, and it won't be salvageable, or I can try and update it. That CPU gave temps, yeah. Hey, the Horrible Horror Show, thank you for the Tier 1 sub. I appreciate that.
The _horrible_horror
Go Dappy, how you doing?
Just subscribed.
Got a pork butt on the smoker and watching Twitch when you're not checking basting it. Nice. Those can go for a while too. But yeah, they gave temps. It sits around 40 degrees Celsius idle, at least in BIOS anyway. Apparently, once you get into the upper 50s, the Athlon series starts to get a little flaky, but it can handle up to something like 80, 85 degrees Celsius. You never bother checking with the temps. Just build your own crazy water cooling setup and hope for the best. Yeah, if this wasn't an old, 20, 21-year-old machine, I might be willing to do it. But right now, all I can really do is test it with another processor and see if I get the exact same results or if something changes. If something changes, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's definitively the CPU or the motherboard, but if it stays the same, then I know it would be the motherboard. So that'll help one way or the other. So we'll figure that out, hopefully real soon. But otherwise, the video card seems rock solid stable, even with my janky CPU fan zip tied to the cooler. It seems, or to the heat sink. That seems to be working just fine. The sound card, no issues. It sounds great. Like I don't even really hear any background noise. Like no noise, no line noise, no nothing. The CPU doesn't seem to be an issue. I can't guarantee it, but it seems to be fairly stable. I can set it to 9.5 times instead of 10.5 times for the multiplier at 200 megahertz, and it runs fine. Some things still cause it to reboot, but one of the reasons I wished I had the ability to see the temps and log them is I'd like to see what the temp is just before it restarts. Because if it's really high, that could still be a voltage issue from the motherboard, but it also might indicate it's the CPU. I don't know. Like I said, we'll try with a different CPU. Sounds like about the last time when you did your crazy water cooling, never did like how much heat the chipsets put out. Yeah. And I did have an Asus board. It wasn't an A7N on the original Athlon. Although it might have been the second one that had the A7N, because I ended up getting two different motherboards, because I had two different computers for the Athlons. I had a 1400 plus, I think it was, or 1500 plus, and an 1800 plus, and they had two different motherboards. One Asus, the Northbridge, actually had a fan on it, along with a very short heatsink. This A7N has a heatsink sticking up off of it like this, but there's no fan, and it doesn't come with a fan stock. None of the pictures in the manual or the box or anything like that indicate that it ever had a fan. So there's no fan for that Northbridge, but it has a very tall heatsink. Doesn't mean that the thermal tape that they put on there is any good. I mean, it's 20 plus years old, so you know. Anyway, that's what's going on with that. I can run it, and I can play certain games. I just have to underclock the CPU. In fact, I could probably finish Jedi Academy. I feel kind of confident that if I underclocked it down to like 8.5 times multiplier, I could probably finish the game. It might crash and restart if I play it for an hour. I don't know. I never really sat down and played the same thing for an hour straight on it yet. Hey, Rev Brown, how you doing? Either way, we'll figure it out. It's coming along, though. It's just a matter of time. You had a DFI LAN party with that second NVIDIA chipset before...
Anyway, I started blasting. Bam, bam,
bam. I saw the video from that, actually, earlier today. You had a DFI LAN party with that second NVIDIA chipset. Before that was a Soyo with an SIS chipset that you really hated. I never liked SIS BIOSes. Speaking of old new gadgets... Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, I was going to say, here's the weird thing, and this is the reason I started thinking a little bit more of it possibly being the motherboard. It won't boot off CD-ROM anymore. It just stopped randomly. Even the install disk that I used to install Windows XP, no. The official Windows XP, nope. Doesn't do it. Did I see Doc stream with last night? He got a Yamaha MU2000. I didn't see Doc's last night, unfortunately. I was at a concert, so I wasn't able to watch any Twitch. A Yamaha MU2000. Not sure what an MU2000 is. Let's see. Oh, tone generator. Nice. So basically, it's another MIDI playback unit. Looks like it's probably the same era as 8800 series, early 90s. Very nice. Very nice. SIS and AMD were not a good combo. Seemed to be good for Intel chips, though. Yeah, I just didn't like SIS BIOS. Like whatever. Every time I ever interacted with a BIOS from an SIS chipset, it was always like cluttery, like messy. I just never could. It just, I don't know. It was weird. I haven't touched one in a long time. What band did I see? I'm not sure I understand that. Oh, the concert. Oh, it was my daughter's chorus concert. Sorry, it was a high school concert. Just a school thing. Yeah. Well, if it makes it any stranger, Dominus Infernus, this motherboard that I'm tinkering with is an NVIDIA chipset, but I'm using an ATI video card. You'd think I would probably go with something like an FX series video card. Make more sense for the time frame of that chipset. Was that a successful... Oh, MIDI 2 support. Was that a successor to General MIDI? General MIDI's still around. It's like the CD format. They just kept updating it over time. So all the basic stuff is still in the same place. Like piano is still 0 on MIDI. And so on. They just have expanded it because it can go beyond 255 instruments. 0 through 254. Diablo 2. Yes, Noodle. I do plan on doing Diablo 2, and I do plan on doing it on this Athlon machine when I finally get it 100% stable. Have you heard about the new Asus controversy? You got a too long... You know what? I heard something about... What in the world's that? Yeah. Yeah, I heard something about it. Can you tell me about it again? Because I read something about it yesterday or Sunday night or something. Orange Comfort, how you doing? You don't feel like NVIDIA chipset would have any issues with ATI card. The focus of NV2 is more about just being the best. That is true, but it's just funny. It's like you'd think it would be better. You don't know what it is. I read something about something to do with Asus. They've pretty much been, aside from having, repeated complaints of difficult customer support and also some shaky software, Asus has always had a really good reputation for hardware. Let's see, Asus controversy. On May 15th, Tom's Hardware. Okay, according to the Gamers Nexus... Oh, that's right, it was a Gamers Nexus video. Okay. Asus was caught publishing private AGESA code revisions in the BIOS updates that were never meant for public use, and was publishing buggy, untested BIOS updates that resulted in Ryzen 7000 system-on-a-chip voltages operating at unsafe levels, as well as deleting older BIOS updates on his motherboard. I will say, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, take what you get from Gamers Nexus with a grain of salt. If there's one thing he has become over the past few years, is somewhat of a sensationalist. Not saying that he's wrong, just saying take it with a grain of salt. It may not be on purpose. Maybe it is. I don't know. Let's see. Just heard about it. Let's see. Asus seemed to have been engaging in fraudulent customer service. They've always had customer service issues. I mean, my God, it goes way back. That was always horrible. Tech Jesus probably has a video about it on his channel. Yeah. These Athlon XB series motherboards are expensive now. I can't believe people are paying you to take them off their hands, right? And that's the old controversy. You have a beef with Asus, won't buy. Really, Rev Brown? I've always loved Asus. That's been my go-to for, God, since the mid-90s at least. The new controversy is that their customer service is making things up to do fake charges. To do fake charges? The only thing you've heard about Asus lately is that their warranty repair department has been kind of scam-focused. Haven't had any issues with them myself. It's becoming a Keemstar star. I'm not sure what that is, but if it's anything like what I described, then I agree with you. I might still agree with you anyway, but I don't know what Keemstar is. When in doubt, I've Asus. Never had a problem with Asus, yeah.
New donation of 20 from Apex Reigen. Well,
holy crap!
I graduated today. You and your audience are first to hear.
Apex Raiden, congratulations!
But hopefully after I get back from Japan going 524 it'll feel more like reality.
Sorry to break away from this. Apex Raiden, oh my God, man, how are you doing? First of all, thank you for the $20. You didn't have to do that. You graduated. Maybe we owe you. Seriously, thank you very much for that. Congratulations. Tell us again. What was it that you were studying? What did you graduate? What did you get your degree in finally? Bachelor's in cybersecurity. Oh, there you go. Now you got a career ahead of you. No question about that. That's something that's gonna be like plumbing. That'll never go away. That's amazing. Congratulations, man. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. Trip to Japan to celebrate. Dude, I don't blame you. That's amazing. I'm so glad that you finally graduated. You finally get things moving in the direction you want.
Congratulations, Apex.
Coffee says congratulations. For those who don't know Apex, God, man, you go back like 4 years. He used to stream, and of course he had a lot going on in life, obviously with school, and hadn't streamed in quite some time. But that's how I ran into him. And yeah, it's been what, 6 months, a year, something like that. Took a long time, but you did it. Lots of sleep lost, worth it. Yeah, there's two things that'll cause you to lose sleep: school and kids. Work will do it to you too, but I'd still say school and kids will do it most. Yeah, you. It's about every 6 months to a year, so I'll see you pop in, or I might see that you were in chat, lurking somewhere. Cybersecurity is a future safe. Yeah, it ain't going anywhere. Cybersecurity is going to be around as long as there's internet and computers. Anything like that. It's not going anywhere. A famous YouTube drama channel. Yeah. Like I said, I don't dislike Gamers Nexus, but it's obvious to me that he's moving in a direction to be more of that. So. Oh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's play some Diablo. I screwed up. It's not Diablo. It's Half-Life. I forgot to change it from Sunday. Sorry. Half-Life. We miss you. You ought to just do a short stream sometime just for fun and say, I graduated. Yeah, Half-Life. The original Half-Life. Speaking of which. There we go. Yeah, we were doing some Diablo, but I'm taking that disc out. I'm doing pretty good, Rex. How about you? Still, they're both solid games. Yeah, see, I hadn't played this since probably about a year after it came out. So this is almost like I'm playing it for the first time. That CMOS, oh, crap, I forgot to move my keyboard and mouse to this port. You had it in the Athlon machine. Keyboard error, yeah, I didn't plug it in. I forgot to switch it. The fam and everything is going well. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, kids in high school. At a chorus concert yesterday. And yeah, the game commit. There is no Half-Life on GOG, so we have to get it out of Steam. Oh, yes. Hey, Apex, you may not know this. You remember our cat, Stash, right? Stash passed away a little over a year ago, or 2 years ago, pardon me. He was, what was he, 11? 12? Something like that. But it was some, it was largely some kind of a heart condition. Lord, we're old, I know, right? Well, for my age, she could actually be graduated and possibly even graduating college. Yeah, now we have... Hang on a second. Sorry, there's too many things going on. Now we have this little guy. Is he little? Oh, look, my camera's blurry. Hang on a second. There we go. That should fix it.
This
This is Mystic. But new cat, yes, definitely not little. No, he's a floofy boy. He's a really sweet kitty cat. He's very gentle, and he's very friendly.
And he's very scaredy cat.
And a very scaredy cat, yeah. You know what, Pi? I'll just take it as it is. We can say it's Diablo and buy it on Steam. Not really. Not really. You can't buy it on Steam. All right, hang on a second. Let me turn off the computer and move the cat's not. Oh, he's. All right. Remember, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, never unplug a PS2 cable from a PS2 port of a PC that is currently powered on. That's your advice for today. You can buy Diablo on GOG, but you can't get it on Steam. Yeah.
Great hat, man.
Mystic's choice. Well, Mystic already kind of made a choice. So I'll go with this one. Mystic's mommy made a choice, see? Mystic's over on the couch. He looked over at me like, what? But it sounds like so much fun. Actually, I've done it once on this machine because I forgot about it. I mean, it's only been 20 plus years since the last time I really used a PS2 mouse or keyboard. Completely forgot about it. You can fry it. Most modern boards with PS2, though, might survive it. They've apparently done things to it. But it's not good advice to unplug it while it's on. All right. So I guess we're ready for some Half-Life. Yes, Apex. Get this. So we also switched our internet too. We had cable modem when I first started streaming because that was all we had on our street was cable. That was it. We had no other options. And it was horrible. Ended up moving to a business line. It helped a little bit, but it was still inconsistent, right? So we'd have those constant frame drops. They introduced fiber optic on our street about a year ago. And then we were able to actually sign up for it. We were paying $220 a month for just internet for cable. Now we're only paying $55. So I'll take that as a huge win. Of course, Comcast was instantly willing to work with me. I was jealous of everybody that had fiber go dappy. I wanted fiber so bad. Yeah. It was awful. It really was awful. Where are we? Okay. Anyway, Half-Life. You want to not wait forever to upload more than anything. Oh, God, man. That is the one thing I do like about... That is the one thing I do like about fiber. Why was there distortion? There wasn't supposed to be distortion. Hang on a second. So, I've had some issues this week. Oh, crap. What is that? What is going on here? You like Comcast where you live, it's either 6 megabits from the phone company or 1,200 megabits from Comcast. That was actually how we were initially. That's why. No, son of a gun. All right. I hate to tell you guys this, but let me explain a quick thing that happened yesterday. For some reason, my PC lost access to my mixer, my board. And I could not, for the life of me, get it to respond, even unplugging it, turning off the computer, unplugging it, doing the whole thing. It just didn't make any difference. When I put it into a different port, it started working, so I'm suspecting it's the USB port. Thankfully, it's a breakout card. I can just replace it if it's damaged, but without any interference to the motherboard. But anyway, yeah, it just reset the sample rate to 44K. I need to set it to 48K or it's going to sound like utter crap. So if you guys will give me about 1 minute, I'm going to go offline, and then I'm going to restart the stream. Don't go anywhere, okay? I promise. I'll be right back in about a minute. I need to reset this, and then I'll explain why I need to actually exit